Hello, welcome to this global weather update. As I mentioned yesterday in the announcement, so we decided to break this video into two parts. So now we'll talk about Europe, Africa, and Asia, and then later this afternoon or tonight for North America, South America, and Oceania. So let's start with Europe, Africa, and Asia. The forecast from today, June 1st to June 6th, because this week from June 2nd to June 5th, we won't be able to do any videos. So we'll take a look at the forecast for the three continents from June 1st to June 6th. So let's start with Europe first because we have some big storms in spots of Europe today that will be dangerous. So now there are some storms still left over in Germany, spots of France, but today, Sunday, especially this afternoon, we'll still have some stronger storms further into Czechia, spots of Poland and Germany, and still in Spain and France, some stronger storms today. So let's see here. We have two areas of level 2 across Spain, France, parts of Germany, and Switzerland as well. And also this big level 1 from Spain to Romania, and also across Turkey and Russia too. So let's see, a level 2 is across northern Spain, mainly for large to very large hail and damaging wind gusts. Level 2 is across south central France, northwestern Switzerland for large to very large hail and damaging wind gusts. A level 1 issued from Spain through France to Germany and Austria, Switzerland, Czechia, Poland, Slovakia, mainly for large to very large hail and severe wind gusts. A level 1 is issued for Denmark, mainly for severe wind gusts, large hail. A level 1 is issued across Romania, mainly for heavy rainfall, large hail. A level 1 was issued across Russia, mainly for severe wind gusts and large hail. Level 1 was issued across Turkey for heavy rainfall. Level 1 across the Caucasus, mainly for large, very large hail and heavy rainfall. So be careful in those areas, especially across Central Europe. So the probabilities here for hail do show up strong, like northern Spain and southern France, those hatched areas for hail, like 40%, and then shows this for 40 to 60% chance for hail, those colors. That red is for 40 to 60%. So please be careful in those areas across Spain and France, some storms with very large hail. Monday still shows central Spain potential. Tomorrow, some very large hail and lightning and gusty winds for Monday. So still be careful Monday. Those areas shows here like Sunday, like this afternoon. This even grows more, like they even have like in the afternoon from 3 o'clock to like 6 p.m. They even have a small section of 25 to 40%, but I don't know why this changed. So yeah, 25 to 4 is the red, 40% and above is the orange. So before it was different here, but good. So I haven't seen this light red this year so far, so this is the first time. So please be careful. Spots of France later in the evening, still some very large hail probabilities later. And then this goes Monday, does show across central Spain, especially in the afternoon, like those areas of central Spain, in the early afternoon into the evening. This goes Monday, still Tuesday, shows like Central Europe, Central Spain still on Tuesday, some chances for lightning and hail, and further east into Europe. So be careful. Those areas, especially like shows these storms here throughout Monday as well. Spots of southern France, Spain, especially central northern Spain and Switzerland, spots of Austria, and all the way to Ukraine. So this very big area of storms throughout Central Europe. So be careful in those areas. Shows this front south of Iceland, they'll go into Ireland and the UK. So Monday night, be careful, some heavy rain, gusty winds near the British Isles, and some heavier snow in Iceland. so be careful. Tuesday shows still some storms in Spain, a finger or two in the Pyrenees, but more like central Spain. Shows in France and Austria, as far east as Russia, some storms. So there's this big corridor of storms. Still shows Wednesday here, so it's still showing Spain possible Wednesday, some storms in France as well. So this goes Switzerland, spots of Austria, still shows Germany, Czechia, possibly, and but by the time we get to like Tuesday, Wednesday, those maps for hail I just showed you will update, of course. So check the link in the description throughout the week to see those hail maps and everything. So this goes, still shows potential front Thursday, northwestern France, the European, and also the GFS like shows rain the UK Thursday, and this potential front going to the Netherlands too by Friday the 6th, and still shows some storms like further in Eastern Europe by Thursday and Friday. So this goes shows Norway, Sweden, some snow Friday in Norway. This is Saturday already, and some rain Finland, those areas by the GFS. So be aware those areas. There's the icon, shows like those storms in France and Spain this afternoon, and then spots of Austria, Switzerland. The icons is crazier about tomorrow, has many storms Central Europe tomorrow, like in Austria, Slovakia, more spots of Poland. The icon still has strong storms on Tuesday in Belarus, and more spots. The European does have some, but not as strong as the icon Tuesday, and then that goes into Russia. But it still shows Wednesday in Spain, a lot of storms in France, and then this goes later Thursday. The 5th still shows through Central to Northeastern Europe, potentially by Friday. So yeah, and the icon has on Friday this front in Norway and Sweden and Finland, more rain and snow as well. So be careful because of this front in the UK. So stay safe. Here's like this map indicates like severe storms too, because it shows like there are these brighter colors that indicate rising air and the formation of strong thunderstorms. So these are about like late this afternoon, shows in Spain potentially some very big storms. This goes later, does grow in some spots of southern France for those potential severe storms. So stay safe in those areas, be careful. There's this high resolution model here, shows like, and I don't know why it never works, but here let's see. So it shows that's still Saturday, so this thing never works in this website. I have no idea why, but good thing they have it here too. So shows like uh, today's Sunday, still some storms in Germany. They keep going. Shows like later in the afternoon, spots of Spain and France. And this changes, this forecast changes all the time, but it does show southern France as well. And still by tomorrow, Monday, shows those storms in Spain and France, and all the way to Austria, those areas. So stay safe, those strong severe storms. Be careful. But there's another model here that might be useful. The average does show like those storms today, Spain into France, and all the way to Poland, Germany. It does show Monday tomorrow this big corridor of rain and thunderstorms from Spain and all the way to Poland, especially in Germany and Austria, spots of Switzerland. So be careful. That front in the UK and into Ireland late Monday night, so be careful. Still shows Tuesday storms further east, and also Tuesday afternoon a few ones in Spain. This goes Wednesday, potentially some more rain, spots of Spain, southern France. So we'll keep watching. Be careful those areas. There's the rain accumulation. This model has like this section of Central Europe where most storms will be at, from Spain to like to Austria, more than 40, 50 meters. It even has close to 100, a few specific spots, northern Italy and Switzerland. So be careful in those areas and like stay safe. There's the European here. The European does have more than 100 spots of Switzerland into northern Italy, so be careful in those areas because a lot of thunderstorms many days can cause like some flash flooding. So be careful. To eastern France shows a lot, shows in the UK, especially northern UK because of that front like some more than 70 millimeters, spots of Norway to 117, and very specific spots on the coast. And Iceland does show a lot of precipitation to more than 100 millimeters. There might be snow as well, so shows still through Eastern Europe those storms, but Southeastern Europe is relatively quiet next 5 days. The GFS has a finger or two in Bulgaria, those storms in Romania, but the European just like northern Romania. The icon has a finger or two in Bulgaria still, but the rest of Southeastern Europe is quiet. So yeah, be careful in those areas with those storms, the large hail, the heavy rain, and everything, and stay safe in those areas. So yeah, and the GFS is even in Switzerland close to 100 millimeters. So stay safe. Now show snow, not really that much, just in the Alps, a finger or two in the highest elevations there, some 7 centimeters, 1 centimeter, a few spots in Switzerland and Italy, maybe into France. The GFS does have in Italy some 9 to 11 centimeters, finger or two into Italy and France, but mainly Switzerland. And the icon does have 0, so beware, there might be some snow there, but nothing too crazy. In the UK, it does show like a little bit of snow, some 5 centimeters next 5 days until Friday. Shows spots of northern UK and still Norway, potentially some snow southwestern Norway. Next 5 days shows some 19-20 centimeters, a few spots there. So be careful, especially the front layer next week, like until Tuesday, it doesn't show much. It does show some snow Monday, spots of Norway, those northern mountains in Sweden. But if you extend until Friday, it does increase a little bit throughout next week. So be careful. In Iceland, it does show some heavier snow, central Iceland, the mountains. Reykjavik, not too much, but does show northern Iceland, central Iceland, those areas, a lot of snow. So be careful in those areas. There's the GFS too, southern Greenland, spots of Iceland. So yeah, stay safe in those areas. And now some wind gusts does show here still like there in the UK. It's windier because of those systems. This map doesn't show the wind gust from the severe weather from the thunderstorms, so be aware that those storms have way stronger winds than it's showing here down in France and Spain and Austria and all those areas. But here in the UK, it does show some spots like central UK slightly higher gusts, in the seas just to the north of the UK, the Faroe Islands. Sunday, but Monday, this big front will come, and as you can see here, Monday night, maybe some very large waves and wind in Ireland shows like some 25 km per gust, spots of Western Ireland, the GFS a little bit less, the icon shows even more for northern UK into Ireland, so please be careful. And Iceland, Reykjavik might have some strong winds still in Iceland by Monday night, so this goes, shows stronger winds Tuesday morning, central northern UK, so this goes there. And by like late morning Tuesday, this shows still northern UK, spots of Iceland, and then especially like Tuesday afternoon, northern Scotland and those areas there, central UK. So be careful, this goes, and then still shows slightly stronger until Wednesday and Thursday, especially in the Faroe Islands and some areas, but then it calms down in the UK later. By Friday, does show slightly gusty wind spots of the Netherlands and Germany, maybe Friday. So this goes, the European still has by June 7th some gusty winds again, some rain those areas, but by June 7th we will be back to warn you. So be aware until June 6th. Be careful. This goes shows like sometimes slightly breezier near the coast of Iberia, but nothing crazy. Shows in Russia, so sometimes stronger, and the Alps maybe high in Austria, like Wednesday, slightly stronger, but nothing really that crazy. This goes does show in Germany Friday there, slightly stronger, June 6th, and then yeah, this goes, but this changes like every single day, many times per day. So the general trends will remain constant, like the front Tuesday that all models are showing, but the specific details, like specific spots, it changes every single day. So check the links in the description to see latest warnings in your country, and also to find this map here that you can play with. So be careful. Temperature still shows like southern Europe into like southeastern, southwestern Europe, those hotter temperatures, especially in Spain there. So Sunday, this afternoon, still shows southern Portugal and southern Spain to 37 degrees, spots of 37, 34, and central Spain, a few spots there. And does show like in Italy, close to 30, 32, in southeastern Europe, a few spots there. Poland, so a little bit colder in the Alps, northern Spain, and then shows like still in Turkey, slightly less. Southeastern Europe still a little bit less during the night, and the Alps still cold, but like Norway and Sweden still coldish, so -1 in the mountains, -2 in Iceland as well. But this goes Monday afternoon, potentially warmer southeastern Europe, Hungary again, more than 30 spots in Slovakia, except the mountains in Romania, but the rest of Romania warmer, and still southern Spain, warmer in Portugal, a few spots in Sardinia. So yeah, be aware. Monday this goes during the night. Tuesday morning does show in Norway again, some -3, some -2, spots of Iceland, some -10 in the mountains, so still colder there, but mainly milder in other spots. So this goes still shows Wednesday, warmer spots of Spain, some 25, 33 in the lowlands, and also spots southern Spain to southern France, warmer there in Sardinia, spots southern France and Italy, much warmer, still warmer across southeastern Europe, because there are those higher pressures there with less rain and more like some warmer temperatures. So this goes the show during the night, still Norway, Sweden, those spots colder in the mountains there. So be aware in Iceland, some spots there, and into like the Alps, some spots colder, northern UK and those areas. So Wednesday still shows like Serbia, Hungary, still some warmer temperatures, some 30s. There's the GFS, a similar thing too. So some spots in Italy shows even to 35 in a spot or two. Southern Spain still warm, not as hot as today, but still warm. And then Wednesday night to Thursday morning does show Norway, those typical spots, and Iceland still cold, maybe still in Ireland slightly chillier because of those fronts. Then this goes does show by Thursday, the 5th, again in Hungary, Serbia, close to 35, Croatia, and spots of Bulgaria, Romania, those higher temperatures into western Turkey, spots of Spain too. So Thursday, this goes shows Friday the 6th into Norway, a few spots in Sweden and Iceland, mainly cold Reykjavik, not so cold, but cold as well. So Friday shows this goes Friday afternoon, the 6th still to 34, some 33, even 35 in a spot or two, and it might feel warmer than it actually is. Show spots of Turkey, warmer there in Greece, a few spots central Greece, even 35 in Athens. Shows in Spain, warm again, especially southern Spain, and into spots of Ukraine, Russia, slightly warmer still, in other spots milder, a little bit milder in other spots, but still not as hot like northwestern Europe, but warmer. So beware this goes. Saturday, morning does show like still slightly less hot in parts of the northwest, and the Alps still cold, like Norway, Sweden still colder, but it does show into Iceland cold, and like Saturday afternoon, the 7th, still shows across much of southeastern Europe those higher temperatures, into Russia as well, and Spain again, some spots southern France and Portugal. So be aware in those areas, those temperature trends, and here just to see if it has something for like the below average temperatures or the above average. So does show like notice here shows those above average temperatures in Spain, spots Central Europe, and then they will dominate like southeastern and eastern Europe, some slightly below average for further northwestern Europe, but this by Saturday, June 7th, shows much of southern Europe above average, slightly below average further north. But the GFS is still showing on June 10th, maybe below average further east. But yeah, be aware, in the short range, southwestern, like southeastern Europe, will be the hottest this week compared to the rest of Europe. So be aware in those areas. Now for Africa, let's see here first the rains spots of Africa. So there are still these showers and storms central to Western Africa. The south is already quieter, and the north there are some sneaky storms as far during the Sahara, but there are those stronger storms with heavier rain central to Western Africa. There were some floods in Nigeria recently, so be careful those areas this time of year and onward. There will be this danger of heavy rain. So this goes Sunday, shows like Sunday, Monday. This continues across Niger, potential storms Monday, spots in the Congo, near Central African Republic, Gabon. So Monday, Tuesday, this just continues there, this daily convection in the intertropical converges on Central Africa. So be careful, those showers and storms might be like big tropical downpours. So stay safe, some potential flooding, the strongest storms, so be careful with that. The European model has storms as far north as Libya, so that's interesting. The GFS has like a small finger through in the Sahara, but not nearly what the European has. So Tuesday, this goes Wednesday, still Democratic Republic of Congo, Nigeria, spots of Ivory Coast, and into like Liberia, Guinea too, those spots Western Africa, some storms as well. A finger through in Kenya and Ethiopia, but yeah, mainly concentrated further west. So be careful. There's the icon too, shows like spots of Western Central Africa, Nigeria into Niger, Benin, Ghana, those spots Central Africa. Sunday, Monday, this goes into Monday afternoon. Even Chad shows some storms, but most in like Democratic Republic of Congo into Central African Republic, Gabon into Cameroon. So be careful those areas this goes. A finger or two in South Sudan and in Uganda too, especially in South Sudan. Wednesday shows stronger ones. In Ethiopia possibly. The icon shows on Thursday some storms, more spots Central Africa. So be careful those areas, just be aware this always changes, so changes the whole day, and shows here like those spots until Friday the rain accumulation. The European does have around South Sudan to 64 millimeters, 61 to 65 from those storms. These values will also change, so be careful with that. Democratic Republic of Congo, more than 60 millimeters, 45, 46 millimeters, many spots. Does show some rain Kenya still, some 52 millimeters. Northern Tanzania, a few spots. So still be careful in those areas, like the coast of Tanzania still shows a few showers, and like especially the heaviest part into Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, São Tomé is even showing close to 70 millimeters. São Tomé, so be aware. Shows more storms in Nigeria, and then there's like the icon shows maybe more precise a few spots more than 100 meters into Cameroon or southern Nigeria, so be careful. Those areas shows in Ghana, Ivory Coast, more spots further west along Western Africa, and in the Atlantic those storms there, so stay safe from those storms. There's like the GFS in Ethiopia, does have some in western Ethiopia and central areas too. It has like more spots in the Arabian Sea, southern Somalia and Kenya, some showers. They does have spots in Rwanda, Burundi, some rain still, some 50 millimeters in a few spots southwestern Kenya. It does have it in the GFS, like in Gabon, and more than 100 millimeters in Santo Antonio. So be careful. Equatorial Guinea, the GFS is also to more than 100, but this changes all the time because the icon, it does have some 74 in Santo Antonio, close to 100 down the coast, but this changes a lot, so be aware. There's in Cameroon something close to 70 millimeters on the GFS, spots in Nigeria, some 84 millimeters, spots in Benin, and even to 100 millimeters specific spots in Nigeria, into Benin and southern Nigeria, those storms. So be careful with flooding too across Ghana, spots of Guinea, the GFS even to 100 millimeters in southern Guinea if you zoom in close, like northern Guinea. So the GFS even has to Senegal a few storms, and yeah, so stay safe in those areas. And the icon again does have in Ethiopia, in spots of Kenya too, and much Democratic Republic of the Congo, just like northern areas. The far south is like dry, but in Chad does have some storms in Niger, so stay safe in those areas from those showers and storms. Be careful with flooding. The icon is also in Algeria and in Libya, some storms, so that's possible through spots of Algeria. So stay safe into Niger. So here we can get a good picture of it. So here the alerts. So check this link of windy in the link in the description, and you can check the alerts faster here too. So the show rains, some thunderstorm advisories, southern Algeria, and Chad. There's some heat advisories in Chad. So check that in Tanzania, some short periods of strong winds in the coast. So check this link in the description to see like the warnings, and also these maps that I show you, you can play with them. So the European does have a storm or two in Algeria and to Libya, more like southeastern Algeria, a few storms, and there's a shower to northern Algeria, but like very little. And then there's the GFS, it has even more across Libya and Algeria next 5 days. So this area here, the Sahara, can really expect a few thunderstorms. So be careful those areas, and yeah, so stay safe. Now moving to southern Africa, does show a few showers central Mozambique on the European into Zimbabwe, but like very little, a few 15 millimeter areas to like 20 millimeters, a few spots in Mozambique, but not much, very little. Show spots in Madagascar, still some heavy rain in a few spots in eastern Madagascar because of the tail end of those cold fronts that get together with the moisture in the Indian Ocean and bring some heavy rain in the eastern coast of Madagascar where those winds are coming. So still be careful, a few spots of eastern Madagascar to some 55 millimeters, 33 millimeters, more spots to like 41 millimeters. So still be aware those areas. The GFS is further northeast into like some 64, 66 millimeters northeast of Madagascar. So stay safe in those areas. Some 24, 40 millimeters in a few spots. And the shown in the Comoros, still some showers, some 6 millimeters. The European as well, to like 18 millimeters. And the show Reunion, still some showers like in the south side of the island. It even has to 43 millimeters. The GFS just 8 millimeters, and the icon 9. So be aware, spots of Reunion to Mauritius. Still a few showers in Mauritius, nothing crazy, but does show those light wintry showers still in a few spots. No crazy storms, but just be aware a few showers. So shows this coastal moisture near Tanzania and Kenya with some showers there. Sunday, Monday, this goes the southern half of Africa is basically very dry, but this goes a few small fronts in Cape Town and South Africa, like some very brief fronts Tuesday. So Tuesday still like near the coast of southern Mozambique and South Africa, some fronts, but this goes there. The European does show Friday, Thursday into Friday, potential few showers, Central South Africa. The GFS barely anything, but does show a thing or two as well. The icon few showers in Lesotho, two in South Africa, Friday morning. So this goes, and then does show potential cold front Saturday on June 7th, like Friday night into Saturday, more rain potential, some snow even shows in the highlands on Sunday, June 8th. So we are potentially watching this after June 7th, but we will be back already by that time. So just be aware those areas, and like I showed you the accumulation here, the icon doesn't have much, just Central South Africa thing or two. The European has like that front Tuesdays with some showers around southwest and South Africa, and also central areas Thursday possibly. So be aware in those areas, but the rest is pretty dry. Show spots of Angola like 3 millimeters, but the GFS like 0, so barely nothing. But be careful in Central Africa with those storms there. So snow 5 days doesn't really show snow because there are no big fronts next 5 days. But later, by like June 8th, June 9th, the European does have some snow on like June 8th, June 7th into June 8th maybe. So, but by that time we will already be back with an update, but just be aware potentially after June 7th some snow to watch. But Northern Africa doesn't really show anything true because the Mediterranean is already drier. Just there are those storms in Europe, but those fronts are not getting to Morocco anymore. They're like staying further north. But yeah, be aware. And then long range doesn't really show anything in North Africa. The snow is like further south now. So be aware. For wind gusts, this changes all the time, but just to see a recap here, those those thunderstorms near southern Algeria that I showed you, they're being caused by like this low pressure system near Niger and those areas, and this low pressure system is also spinning some stronger wind gusts near central to southern Algeria. So be careful there too. Today Sunday, slightly stronger gusts there into Chad as well, slightly higher gusts, and then this goes Sunday there. And be careful with blowing dust with these winds. So still like Monday morning into southern Algeria, slightly stronger, and then this goes shows potential later Monday afternoon Niger, some potential stronger gusts. The GFS barely nothing. The icon does have a few spots in Chad and a few spots in Niger too. So this goes slightly breezier across the western coast there in Africa, so the western parts. In the Black Sea, still some periods of strong gusts, a few spots near the Black Sea and Somalia because of those monsoon winds, so slightly gusty there too. But this goes Monday, Tuesday, still showing potential slightly stronger gusts in Morocco, a spot or two in Morocco, and like central Morocco into Mauritania, the Canary Islands. So the show in Libya too, slightly gustier possible spots in Niger and still in Somalia, a few spots in Egypt in the Black Sea, slightly more wind, and then this goes shows Tuesday, Wednesday, spots in Morocco still slightly stronger, and especially near the coast, and maybe still in those typical areas in the Red Sea and near Somalia. So still shows Wednesday, this goes there, potentially. This is very specific detail, this changes all the time, but some specific spots in South Sudan, Chad, and some spots possibly this goes Friday the 6th. The European does show Friday spots in Algeria, again strong gusts into Libya, but this might change still. In Morocco still shows and spots in Somalia, in those areas. So still goes Saturday the 7th, still shows near the Arabian Sea, some spots in Morocco, still shows light and stronger by June 7th and June 8th, potentially watching still. So yeah, be aware in those areas. Now further in southern Africa, there's slightly stronger gusts in the central Indian Ocean, some spots there, nothing crazy, but just be aware. This goes and does show Monday's South Africa slightly breezier in a few spots, central South Africa, but nothing too crazy. Near the northern coast of Madagascar shows in the Indian Ocean slightly more wind and some spots there. So this goes Tuesday near the coast of South Africa, shows slightly stronger gusts, potentially like Tuesday to Wednesday near southeast and South Africa as well. The GFS shows some slightly stronger gusts in a few spots. The icon even has stuff in Lesotho, so be aware in those areas. And shows Wednesday this goes and might have some big waves as well near the coast of southern Mozambique and South Africa Wednesday. So be careful, potentially showing Thursday on June 5th, some strong gusts, a few spots in South Africa, nothing that strong, but just be aware. In Botswana, spots in Namibia too, and there into Madagascar in the ocean. So Thursday, Friday shows potentially stronger gusts, like near northern Madagascar, near the coast. So be aware, slightly stronger in Reunion, Mauritius, maybe slightly more wind because of those cold fronts. By Friday the 6th, show spots of South Africa, still slightly stronger by like Friday the 6th, potentially some stronger central South Africa, more spots there. The GFS barely anything, so this might happen or this might happen, so it can change, just be aware. There's the icon, just specific locations the icon has, but the European is more like widespread. The European Saturday the 7th has like way stronger gusts, much of South Africa and spots in Lesotho very strong. The GFS barely anything, it stays further south into the ocean. The icon Saturday is also on the European side, shows some very strong gusts in Lesotho into South Africa. So be aware of this potential. The GFS is the only one not showing it, but then this goes later still shows on June 9th near Namibia in a few spots there. But we'll keep watching, just be aware, this changes all the time. There, those temperatures will start in the south now, show still some colder temperatures to South Africa and Lesotho, especially in the higher elevations, some spots there during the night. This goes in the afternoon, does warm up some, especially in Namibia, slightly warmer, some spots in Botswana, into Mozambique, so still slightly warmer, but still cold in Lesotho, spots in the mountains and into Madagascar, warmer on one side and slightly colder in the mountains. So this goes, shows potentially Monday morning on June 2nd, some 0 degrees in Lesotho, some -1, so colder there. Be careful, some other spots, some 2, 3 degrees, 6 degrees, 10 degrees in Cape Town, so still colder there. In Zimbabwe, still some 8 degrees, even Zambia to 11 degrees during the night. So Monday, this goes, shows during the afternoon, much warmer in Mozambique, some 28, still hot around coastal areas in Angola, spots in Namibia still to 34, near the coast, those valleys are like Botswana some 21 degrees, a few spots, still colder in the mountains and in South Africa, but some spots warmer, a few spots slightly warmer, northern Mozambique into Madagascar, still spots warmer there. So Monday, this goes, shows Tuesday morning, spots in Lesotho to -2 again, possibly because this changes, so be careful. The icon is like some 0 degrees and more spots in South Africa to -1, some -2, so the icon is more specific in those spots. The GFS is just broad in general, not really showing much, but this goes Tuesday, shows like Tuesday afternoon, spots in Mozambique into northern South Africa, even to 29 degrees, spots in Madagascar, much warmer, and thus shows still like Democratic Republic of Congo, some higher temperature spots in Angola, especially Central Democratic Republic of Congo to 36 degrees. So Tuesday, this goal still shows Wednesday morning, possibly in Lesotho still to -1 to -2 some spots, and South Africa still some 5 degrees, 6 degrees, and colder some spots there. Botswana, southern Namibia, Zimbabwe still slightly colder, but this goes in the afternoon does warm up pretty much in Botswana, Zambia, spots in Mozambique does warm up more, and spots in Angola choose some 32 degrees, and still coldish in South Africa. Wednesday, Thursday morning on June 5th does show some more widespread colder temperatures, spots of South Africa into Lesotho, so some -2 in the mountains, even to -4 showing there in Lesotho, some spots of Central South Africa. The icon is even greater, so the icon is a widespread like cold snap, central spots of South Africa, so some -6. Let's see if the GFS has it now. So the GFS is still like to -1 to 0 degrees, some specific spots, but the European and the icon are much colder. So this shows like during the afternoon Thursday, warms up a little bit in Namibia, but doesn't really warm up much in those areas. By Friday morning does show still to -1 in Lesotho, slightly colder in a few spots, but nothing really too crazy. It does warm up Friday afternoon near the coast there, and more spots in Namibia, Botswana, those areas. And Saturday morning does show this front coming on the European and the icon. The GFS doesn't have this, but the others yes, and then it might get colder again. But we'll keep watching. So Central Africa shows those tropical temperatures in those areas. During the night, it does cool down in the Ethiopian highlands, a little bit in the high elevations, but shows in Tanzania some 13 degrees, Zambia, so slightly less hot during the night, but during the day, Democratic Republic of Congo to 37 degrees, more spots Central Africa. It's not too extreme in these areas because of the constant rainfall in the tropics, but still very hot in a few spots in Somalia, into South Sudan, very hot further in northern Somalia. So Monday, this shows like the Democratic Republic of Congo still by Tuesday, those higher temperatures, and let's let's use this light to see everything already. So shows like those areas Chad into Niger still that extreme heat, some 43 degrees, some 44 degrees, southern Morocco into Mauritania. So please stay safe in those areas. The heat danger there is extreme heat danger still, so please stay safe in those areas. So Sunday during the night does cool down a little bit, but still like 33 degrees during the night is not ideal. It can increase heat stress, so please be careful. But it does cool down some in the tropical areas where the rain is. But Monday afternoon, potentially Mauritania to like 45 degrees or even more. Sudan still more than 40, southern Egypt slightly hotter, but there are some more winds there, so not too hot. But shows in Chad to 41, still spots of Niger, not so much because of the storms interfering there, but still very hot in Niger. So this goes Monday, still shows into Sudan, South Sudan, some valleys in northern Ethiopia to more than 43 degrees into Somalia. So please stay safe. Sudan to Chad, some 43 degrees still, and spots Central Africa slightly less in the high elevations and higher in other areas. So Northern Africa, this is Tuesday afternoon, into Tunisia, some 30s, Northern Algeria is already higher. During the night, it does fall some in Morocco to some 8 degrees in the mountains. In Egypt, some 17, so it does fall some. But this shows Wednesday afternoon, this dangerous heat bubble is concentrated more around Mauritania, more spots to 44 degrees there, central Chad as well, very dangerous temperatures into Sudan, spots in Ethiopia. So stay safe in those areas. Tunisia, northern Algeria is close to 39 already. So stay safe Wednesday. Thursday morning, the show less in Morocco because some Atlantic winds there, but this goes Thursday afternoon, still central Algeria to like 42 degrees already, 43, so stay safe. And it feels like temperatures, the heat indices will be even higher, so be careful with that. So show spots Sudan into northern Ethiopia, more than 40 degrees still. So please stay safe. This goes shows during the night still less in the northwest, but still like Friday afternoon, the 6th shows even 42 in Algeria, more spots in Niger for 41, 42, especially close to 43 in Sudan. So stay safe in those areas, drink a lot of water, stay cool, be careful with the heat. So Friday, I'll just check Saturday too. So show spots of Sudan to 43 again, more spots in Algeria, even to 44 in Algeria, Mali potentially. So stay safe. The GFS is similar. The GFS is even higher in some spots in Sudan, even to like 45. So, but the GFS shows a similar thing throughout the week. Slightly less in the north, but it's still those very hot areas. Central to like Western Africa, especially Mauritania. So stay safe. And please be careful. And sometimes in that heat bubble, it might feel like much warmer, like 45, might feel like 47. So please stay safe in those areas. And now let's see Asia very quick. So starting in the north today, let's start with Russia and then go south. So the show those fronts like this, the GFS shows central Russia, few storms, like some snow further northern Russia. So this goes like I showed on the European forecast, some storms in western Russia. So be careful there, and shows like still these snow spots northern Russia, northeastern Russia. So this already Tuesday, this goes, the show this front there in the Arctic, some freezing rain as well. But Wednesday still shows some fronts, possible central Russia, some snow, but mainly rain because it's already much warmer there. So mainly rain, and then this goes. But let's see like the European model. So the European actually shows the thunderstorms. So spots western Russia Sunday today, a few spots Monday, central Russia, be careful, a few storms too, and northern Kazakhstan, a few thunderstorms, and be careful the regular thunderstorm hazards like hail, some strong winds and everything. These ones aren't as big as the ones in Europe because Russia's like there's not much ingredients here for severe thunderstorms, but still some might be strong. So Monday this goes shows even snow or two in some spots southern Russia. Still some storms Tuesday scared, potentially this front like in Kazakhstan into Russia Tuesday afternoon. The GFS kind of scared, but does have some stronger storms. The icon's smaller, it does have a few things, but not this front the European has. So this goal still shows some storms Wednesday, a few spots central like westernish Russia, and some rain southern Russia. So Wednesday, Thursday, still shows this low pressure north of Japan Thursday, some potential rain or some snow into Russia. So beware, but some storms still shows Thursday, central Russia there into eastern Kazakhstan. So this goes shows potential more into northwestern Russia like Friday. The GFS, a similar thing there. So be monitoring there as well Friday. Then shows more spots like Friday, some small front central Russia. This keeps going. So this forecast will change a lot. So I just told you like a hypothetical scenario because this changes a lot. But please just be aware of, of the storms and snow and everything. So the rain accumulation here does show some spots of western Russia, like central western Russia. The Europeans even choose some 87 millimeters, some spots, some 100 millimeters, and some very specific spots. If that happens, it depends a lot, but some storms can have that heavy rain, so be careful. Shows spots of southeastern Russia into China as well, more than 60 millimeters, because those from Japan. So be aware, some spots southern Russia, further north it's still cold, so no. But shows like spots central southern Russia, some rain activity, rainfall, maybe into eastern Russia. But this section here is the main one for like strong storms central to western Russia. The GFS as well is even to 99 in one spot there. So the icon has those fronts there too, and into southeastern Russia. So stay safe in those areas. Just the temperatures are very quick here for the northern half of Asia. So that shows still Sunday today. Those core temperatures in northern Russia, some -6. In Kazakhstan, it's right, it's like 39, much hotter, and some spots central Russia there, those higher pressures, some higher temperatures. Does show into northeastern Russia like colder. So this is Sunday now. This goes during the night into Monday morning. It's much colder, like further south into Mongolia, spots slightly colder, and like northern Russia, in those areas. So be aware of a few other spots in northeastern Russia, colder there, and still warmer there on the west. So this goes, shows Monday afternoon, even to like close to 40 degrees in Turkmenistan, into Kazakhstan. So be careful in those areas. Warmer southwestern Russia, still those colder temperatures further north. Monday, this does fall during the night again towards Mongolia, and still this big area, negative temperatures north central Russia. So this still shows Tuesday in Kazakhstan, like 39 degrees, in Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan even to 41. So stay safe. Shows southwest and most Russia, some warmer temperatures too. And then shows Tuesday, Wednesdays, shows this kind of warm intrusion here to central Russia because of a low pressure system there. But does show like still colder in the north. The GFS kind of has this warm area too. And then Wednesday, Thursday shows a few spots southeastern Russia. Thursday is slightly colder into Mongolia, maybe in the mountains, like northern Russia. Thursday, there into Friday. Does show still by Friday, it's even hotter in Kazakhstan, spots to like 39 degrees possibly, and into like central western Russia still warmer. And then northern Russia still colder during the day too, and shows like Friday morning, not Friday, this is Saturday morning, right? It's some spots to -5, still cold there, northeastern Russia there, near Alaska too, so be aware. That shows Saturday still warmer, like in the Gobi deserts, some higher temperatures, those valleys in China. So be careful in Kazakhstan, to Russia, southwestern Russia, much warmer. Into Sunday morning, June 8th, does show still some colder temperatures like northern Russia. So this changes a lot, but you can have a good idea. So be aware those areas. Now for like the western part of Asia, the Middle East, let's see about the storms first. There's rain or something. So the main storm area here is Turkey. So there are those storms like many days, including Sunday today, with some hail probabilities and some strong winds too. Like I said on the European forecast they had there. So be careful in those areas. Sunday into Monday still show spots of Georgia into southern Russia, some potential storms in the Caucasus. So be aware. Monday, Tuesday still shows around Turkey, Azerbaijan, and Georgia and those areas, some potential storms. So be careful, especially in the afternoon. Wednesday does show some northern Iran into Azerbaijan, spots in Turkey still, not as strong as today, but still some storms. Potential Thursday in the Caucasus shows some, the GFS kind of, and there's Thursday, Friday, the European shows a finger through in Uzbekistan or Turkmenistan, but that's like very little, but be careful. So Saturday the 7th, still a storm or two, but like today until Thursday are like the main days for storms there. So be careful. There's the rain accumulation. Does show spots in Turkey higher in the north to 60 millimeters, but some spots central Turkey, some stronger storms like into eastern Turkey, in Azerbaijan, some 43 millimeters, some spots there. That shows in the Caucasus, southern Russia, even to 70 millimeters, northwestern Georgia, close to 80. So be careful, some stronger storms. The GFS is also like the storms here. The icon also, even southern Azerbaijan, a few spots there, slightly higher, and even Turkmenistan. So be aware of those storms. Further in the Middle East, barely anything, very dry. Just Yemen, like a tiny shower, but yeah, very dry. Into Syria or Cyprus, a tiny shower as well. And they even have a thunderstorm outlook yesterday for Syria, for Cyprus, but I think it's gone. There are no thunderstorms today there, but there shows some slight showers. Like there's a brief probability for something, but like very little. So be aware those areas now. The main topic here, those temperatures does show like spots still alright today Sunday in Iraq and those areas to 43 degrees, very hot. In the Caucasus slightly colder, but in Turkey not as hot as well, but Saudi Arabia still to more than 43 degrees. In Oman to like 45, a few spots even to like 46 there. So please stay safe. That's like scorching heat in the next level. So please be careful in those areas in central Iran, hot as well, but especially like north southern Iran into Pakistan, close to 47 degrees in those valleys. So please stay safe. The GFS kind of as well to like 46. So please be careful those areas. This is still like Sunday, so Monday show like during the night does cool down more in the Caucasus to 2 degrees, spots in Turkey, but still hot in those areas during the night, and that's dangerous for heat stress because the body doesn't have time to recover from the heat. So please stay safe. Sunday, this goes into Monday morning. Monday afternoon actually shows spots western and to more than 45 degrees again, some 44 degrees. In Oman, it's like some scorching deserts, some 47 degrees. Please stay safe on 45 degrees to 46 around Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates to 46 degrees, some southern spots. So please stay safe in those areas. Dubai, not much because of the coast that helps, but shows like spots Saudi Arabia to Yemen, specific spots very high. So shows Pakistan still some 45 degrees Monday afternoon. Northern India is better because of the winds with moisture, but still northwestern India more than 40 degrees. So Monday, this coast does cool down during the night, especially in the high elevations. You can see that they cool down more than the other areas. So this goes like in the Caucasus still close to -1, 0 in a few spots. So this goes to Tuesday afternoon, still shows like first in Pakistan, those areas some 41 degrees, some 44, southern Iran to 45 in those valleys, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan close to 40. This goes show like still in Oman in those areas, and Saudi Arabia to 45 degrees, more areas to 44. So this is Tuesday, right? Tuesday afternoon. It's slightly better than Iraq, but still like close to 40 degrees. So this goes yet again during the night, slightly less in Turkey, some 10 degrees, 8 degrees, the mountains, Istanbul 17. So yeah, beware. So Wednesday, this goes shows like slightly better in Saudi Arabia, but still close to 40, so some 43, but in some valleys in Oman, the European show like to 48 degrees in some valleys there. So the GFS to 46 there in Iran, so that's not Oman, that's Iran. So be careful. There's the icon Central Iran by Wednesday, even to 48 again. I hope no one is in that valley. that's very hot. So stay safe. So Wednesday, this goes shows Central Saudi Arabia still to 41, 40, Syria even to 36, southern Turkey, and slightly warmer western Turkey. So be aware. This Thursday, this goes. Pakistan still shows by Friday to 44 degrees and 43 in Iraq. Those areas in Oman still very hot. Yemen, so stay safe. Show still colder in the high elevations, the Himalayas. So, of course, because those mountains are so high, so still very cold there. Northern Nepal and those areas, Tajikistan, in the Caucasus. Potentially Saturday, the 7th, colder again in the Caucasus, those mountains in the morning. So this goes Saturday afternoon, shows again in Iraq, close to 43, those areas, but like seems like the central heat is now focused in Pakistan again by Saturday to 47 degrees in some spots. There's the GFS is also to 47 in Pakistan, has a lot in Saudi Arabia too, so still stay safe June 8th into June 9th. So the GFS is kind of going insane on June 8th, so it shows some 47 degrees, like northernmost India. Let's see the Europeans just focused on in Pakistan, but yeah, please stay safe in those areas, those temperatures. Now we move into our second biggest topic for Asia, those heavy rains in Southeast Asia. So now it still shows, so today is Sunday, June 1st, shows still here on satellite. You can see those heavy storms in Bangladesh, spots of Myanmar into northeastern India from the remnants of that low pressure system. So please stay safe. This is like happening right now. Those flooding rains, very heavy rain. So please be careful. The European model shows some storms in central China as well, and snow in the Himalayas. So still some snow there as well. And there's like later today, the Europeans still show storms in Thailand, Myanmar, more spots in northeastern India. So Sunday, this goes into Monday, more spots in Myanmar, and especially heavier like southern and northern Myanmar, some spots in Thailand, and all the way to like the Andaman Islands and more spots. In the Philippines, there's still that invest there. It probably won't form into a cyclone, but that will cause some heavier storms in the Philippines too. So Monday, this goes still shows some storms, southern China, potentially those storms there. So stay safe in those areas. Monday, Tuesday still shows in Thailand, some passing storms, even into northern India, possibly a storm or two in the middle of that heat. So shows Tuesday, southern India, some storms. It gets better for Myanmar, Bangladesh. It does get a lot better Tuesday, but it does show Bangladesh still a few storms. They might be stronger. So Wednesday shows still central India, some storms potential. The GFS very little. It does have some freezing rain in the Himalayas in the top there, but does show some spots Wednesday, Thursday into Cambodia, Thailand, some stronger storms still, and northern Indonesia still shows, but southern Indonesia still those tropical showers and downpours. So Friday, Saturday shows still some bigger storms in China, June 8th and June 7th, but yeah, be careful in those areas. So the rainfall totals until Friday, the 6th, the European does show Myanmar to like 200 millimeters still, 215, shows spots there of northeastern India near the Himalayas, 218, 150. So still be careful in those areas. Some dangerous flash flooding, especially landslides with that rain. So stay safe from flooding. Bangladesh still shows to 196, 140, more northeastern India, and more Myanmar, some spots there in Thailand, Laos, and into Cambodia. So shows like spots southern Myanmar in the Bay of Bengal, close to 100 in many spots, into Cambodia, Samoa, and Vietnam, and shows into southwestern India. It's not as strong, but the winds are somewhat strong, so there's still a few spots close to 100 millimeters. Shows much of India, some storms possible next 5 days. Southern India and eastern India, and also central to northern India shows more accumulation. Nepal, more spots there. So be careful in those areas. There's the GFS, northern Myanmar, the GFS to 134 millimeters, shows some spots in Bangladesh, more than 100 to Myanmar. So stay safe in those areas. There's the icon too. The icon northern Myanmar is like to 400 millimeters. That might be too much, but it's possible too. So please be careful with flooding near the Bay of Bengal, those waters there near the coast. Please be careful. More spots in Bangladesh, northeastern India, and near southwestern India. So please be careful. But now let's see the accumulation between today and Wednesday. So most of the heaviest stuff will fall between today and Wednesday, but from Wednesday to Friday shows much less than from today to Wednesday. Shows some storms in India, to Myanmar, Bangladesh still, but much less from Friday to Sunday, the 8th. Does show more in China, but shows less across India, but shows still across Southeast Asia a lot. So this will change throughout the day still, but be careful in those areas, especially with flooding in those areas and landslides. Does show 5 days in southern China, some spots to 8 millimeters, further southeast to 90 in Taiwan, even shows to 100 in a few spots. Possible more spots southeastern China, northern Vietnam. So be careful those storms there. There's the GFS concentrated in southern China too. It does have even this weird spot in the high elevations. That might be for snow. So the icon has more spots central to eastern China and southern China, those areas. So stay safe, be aware. There's the European, but the European is this crazy surge of moisture like June 8th across China. So we are potentially watching that, but by that time we will be back already. So be aware in those areas. Does show in the Philippines now. There's that invest causing like some very heavy rain and thunderstorms northern Philippines. So you can see it's in the ocean, but there are some scattered storms central southern Philippines and potentially more in the northern Philippines. So they show some 119 millimeters, close to 115 spots in northern Philippines, and more scattered storms southern Philippines as well, central Philippines. So be aware in those areas. In Palau, and we'll talk about more the islands in the video this afternoon. So stay tuned for that. But just to start here, for like Western Guinea shows more than 100 millimeters, southern Indonesia, these islands of southern Indonesia are showing a lot too. The GFS like even to 200 millimeters, some small islands, southern Indonesia. The icons a lot to more than 150. So most models are showing a big rain trend for those areas, so please be careful. Southernmost Indonesia, some flooding in the Philippines, some strong storms and flooding potential as well. In much of Southeast Asia, be careful with flooding, those stronger storms. So here in Japan now, shows like Sunday, Monday, some storms, southern islands of Japan into Taiwan. Monday, the show Monday to Tuesday. This is already Tuesday, southern Japan. This system more storms and rain until like Wednesday. So it still shows Wednesday, northern Japan, some rain and storms. Then this goes into Russia later. But be careful of that system. Potentially after June 9th, more to watch, but that's too far out. So be careful. Spots southern Japan, slightly heavy rain in a few spots, but nothing too crazy. Just be aware those areas. Southern islands might be spots heavier, close to 100 millimeters. There's the GFS has this as well, but it has even less than the European. The icon has more in a few spots in the island especially, so be careful with those strong storms. Now, that shows some wind gusts here, Central Asia, like the southern half of Asia, Mongolia. Today, Sunday, spots in Afghanistan, still some strong gusts in the Himalayas. So be careful. Sunday to Monday shows northern China, potential low pressure system trying to spin there. Shows Monday some strong gusts across Mongolia, spots of China, and still it is isolated areas in the Middle East, in Afghanistan, in Iran and Pakistan. So be aware. A few spots in Laos, in Vietnam, shows light to strong gusts in Vietnam possibly. Some areas there Monday, and then this goes shows Monday there, and shows like a little bit better, but still a few spots in Russia slightly stronger, and in Triac and some spots. And be careful with blowing dust with this wind in the Middle East Tuesday. So in Iraq, a few spots in Qatar. So the GFS does have some as well, but not as much. The icon is a lot in the Caspian Sea in Azerbaijan, so be careful possibly there if this doesn't change. So shows Tuesday into Wednesday, spots into Kazakhstan and Russia potentially, and still shows like from the system in Japan, slightly gustier in a few spots, especially there in the coast, in the ocean. So be aware. Wednesday, Thursday shows more spots in Iran, possibly some strong gusts. The GFS barely anything, but does have a thing or two. But the European specific, like in those valleys and strong winds near the Caspian Sea. So be careful. The icon is even stronger. Some specific areas there in Iran. So stay safe. Then Thursday into Friday still shows spots in Turkmenistan, some stronger winds possible in Azerbaijan, the GFS kind of, and spots of China and Japan, the GFS. But Friday into Saturday, the Europeans still have some strong gusts in Russia from that system, and in Kazakhstan too. Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, be careful in those areas, especially those hot spots like Mongolia to China, and in the Middle East for some higher gusts a few days. And the thunderstorms and the heavy rain will of course have strong winds in them. In Turkey, some stronger winds a day or two as well, and Syria. So be careful. Those areas, there's temperatures in southeastern Europe now show like still cold in the Himalayas, like I showed you. I showed you India and Pakistan, but that shows some 37 degrees in Vietnam as well. Southern India is also 37, few spots central to northeastern India, slightly hotter. In Japan, a little bit less hot, and China slightly colder. The mountains. This goes northern Japan, a few spots driven like 1 degree, spots in the mountains, and then shows Monday, Tuesday, still much warmer spots of China, to 37 potentially. There's like the GFS shows also central China to 37 by Wednesday afternoon. This goes spots central to eastern India, slightly hot as well. Indonesia is like very tropical, no extreme temperatures, just like those tropical temperatures. But Thursday, Friday, still central China, even to 40 degrees on the European, warmer southern Mongolia too, more spots in central China. So yeah, be aware in those areas. Japan slightly warmer, but nothing too crazy. And then this goes that extreme heat wave in Pakistan later after June 7th. So yeah, stay safe in those areas and be careful there. Just to check something else, see if there's anything in the tropics, shows like Western Pacific. So the GFS shows like those storms there. This goes, the GFS still tries to form some monster cyclones on June 10th near China and the Philippines, but I doubt that will happen because the GFS keeps like hyping this. But there's the 12Z European from yesterday, shows like it doesn't show really anything for me, just more showers and storms. There's the Canadian model, shows like this goes, that system in Japan, the extratropical system, and then the Canadian is not forming much either. So let's just check the Canadian for the rain accumulation. So it shows like until Friday, June 6th, actually until Saturday, the Canadians more than 200 mm spots of western Myanmar into southern Myanmar as well, and Bangladesh more than 200 in a few spots northeastern India. So still be careful with flooding in those areas. You can see of the screen here into southern Vietnam, more than 150, 200, and more spots in Southeast Asia, more than 100, a few spots of southwestern India. So stay safe in those areas, and we'll keep watching. Let's just see here if there's something potential for those tropical update. West Pacific. So there's like the European 240 hours. So 240 hours out, the European does have a few members trying to spin something up in the Western Pacific, but it's like this not much support, but this does indicate something. So, but if something forms there, I bet you'll be like after June 7th. So I think we will be back by then. But just in case something pops up before, be aware and check links in the description and more sources. But yeah, be aware those areas that there's like the Indian Ocean. I don't think there's anything, but do show some low pressure Bay of Bengal, but that won't form into anything. So yeah, just stay safe in those areas. Please be careful those storms, that heat and everything. And we'll be back by Friday the 6th. Please feel free to ask questions and check the links in the description, including this map here that you can play with. So stay safe, and one thing I didn't mention is when there's strong winds, be careful with larger waves as well. And just remembering here if there's something else I didn't show, which there is, like snow. I didn't show snow, so let's just see very quick next 5 days. So the European does show some heavier snow in the Himalayas next 5 days, in the higher elevations in China, and does show northern Nepal still some snow, and more areas from like 90 centimeters, some spots in Nepal, the European. In China, it's like 30 to 40 centimeters, a few spots. So the European does have snow in Kyrgyzstan, a little bit in Tajikistan as well, 27 centimeters, 11 centimeters, more spots in some mountains in China. So be aware, it does have Russia, some specific spots, southern Russia within those storms, shows some snow into northernmost Mongolia, like southeastern Russia, that from Japan later, some snow. The Europeans still snow northernmost Russia there, those areas like central-ish Russia, and a few spots, if there's some cold air, there might be some snow, more spots to eastern Russia potentially. Not that much, but does have some spots of eastern Russia. Does show in the Caucasus, the European show is snow in the Caucasus to even to like 28 centimeters next 5 days. Spots in northern Azerbaijan, into Turkey shows a finger two, even northern Iran. The GFS barely anything there. It just has in Azerbaijan, spots of Georgia, some snow as well, and it does have the Himalayas as well, especially in China, more than 50 centimeters, even to 60, the GFS, spots of China. That it does have northern Russia and those areas. The icon has like the area northeastern Russia, like into central Siberia, northeastern Russia, right in the Arctic Ocean there, some snow, and in the mountains, Kyrgyzstan, northern Pakistan, into northern Afghanistan, and most of China in the Himalayas. So be careful in those areas and stay safe. We'll be back by Friday the 6th, so stay safe.